Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Grew up in the Jicks, where it's hostile. Beef is something I could never try to reconcile. Laughing at these haters now, all I do is smile.
Baby, leave your struggles in the streets. Take your aggression out on me.
Hey, what's really good with everybody this evening, man? I appreciate y'all tuning in to the Trevor Jackson Podcast. And this is another Cabernet Conversation. If you like that record, the intro of the podcast, man, just go to the page, scroll down a little bit, a couple of episodes, and check for the EP that I just released, 8-minute EP called Outcasted. It's for everyone that's introverted that feels like they have been outcasted from the planet and doesn't feel as if they fit in from the world and just feels like, you know what I mean, they stand alone. They just want peace, love, plenty of abundance, and they just want to, you know what I'm saying, live. They don't want anything from anyone. Basically, outcasted. Check it out. But man, this podcast is supposed to have been up today. Well, yesterday. It's going up today, but yesterday it's supposed to have been up. I had the technical difficulties, man. I didn't even turn the volume up the whole podcast. I was devastated, man. So I had to do a part. I had to do it over, basically. And today I'm drinking what's left from the other podcast of the Menage a Trois Midnight Dark Red Blend. The Menage a Trois. And on this episode, I want to talk about like the pardons that Trump did. I want to deep dive into the pardons. I want to talk about Tom Brady, like age, 43 years old. You know what I'm saying? The things that he's doing. I want to talk about Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown in the Super Bowl and where the Steelers at. I want to talk about the death of Larry King and the Keisha Cole and Ashanti battle, the Joe Exotic tweet or why he feels as if he's not free. And I just want to deep dive and take a little bit of y'all time today. And you see what the title of the podcast is called. And I'm going to talk about myself for a minute before we go into those topics that I was talking about. Egottention Whores. Like, I do these podcasts and I talk a lot. Sometimes I get tired of hearing my own voice. You know what I mean? And Egottention Whores, it's like people... attention seems like a drug nowadays. They trolling. People be trolling. You know what I'm saying? People be doing anything for attention. It seems like attention is more valuable than the quality of the content. Like, you know what I'm saying? You see Tekashi, he had got famous from trolling and doing all kind of crazy things. His music is what even made him popular. You see Trump, he probably was the most popular president of all time, and his policies didn't even matter. It's like attention whores, ego tension. Your ego is in the way of your reality. You ain't even living in a world it's not even real. You know what I'm saying? And you just want attention. And sometimes, like, I get silent. Like, I be on these podcasts and I be talking or whatever, and I chop it up with my boy Troy on the Two Brothers podcast. Go subscribe to that channel. And I chop it up with my cousin and my nephew Jack and Easy on the Jackson Boys. And you know what I'm saying? But in our reality, I'm like a very quiet person, a very in my thoughts type of individual. And okay, at work and out in the streets, if I don't know you or even if I do know you, it don't even matter if I know you or not. Sometimes I just don't feel like talking, man. And people be getting offended when you don't give them the attention that they feel as if they want, need, or deserve. Like, you don't owe anybody anything, and I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you no attention. And some people might think that I'm mean by being that way, but in our reality, that's just who I am. Sometimes I just want to live in my head. Sometimes I want to rest and recover and just be at peace. Sometimes I don't want to be on social media. Sometimes I don't want to look at videos, or I don't want to give you no attention. I just want to do me and be at peaceful. And you know what I mean? You don't have to be mad at me for that. I'm not going to be mad at you if you never want to speak to me again. If you never want to hear from me again, it's just, I don't know, man. You don't have to be the center of attention at all times. So let's break it down and get on into the podcast. And let me get off of me. You know what I mean? Because I could deep dive into that topic because, I don't know, it's just crazy, man. Egottention whores. Think about that. And if you can relate to that, say something in the comment section. Let's further the conversation in the comment section. So we're going to break it down. You see what type of hat I got on. I got on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat. I got my money on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady. to be honest with you. And I want to say something about before I even. No, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video first. I'm gonna play the video first because I'm gonna deep dive into the video after we watch a little bit of this of the GOAT, because he is the GOAT. Ain't nowhere around it. Ain't nowhere around it. Tom Brady the GOAT.
Held the Rams to 2 for 8. Brady floats it. He's got Evans. What a throw and a sliding catch.
And now they face another third down.
Brady throws. Pass is there. Perfect from Brady to Godwin. Brady throws. End zone. He's got Evans for the touchdown.
And every ball that's on you is just a struggle.
Third down and 9. Brady slides. He's going for Godwin downfield. And a juggle and a catch. Brady keeps, floats wide open and caught by Godwin for a first down. 4th down and 3. The pass is caught. The first down picked up by Fournette.
That boy ain't playing, man.
Brady goes for the deep shot. He's got a touchdown. Scotty Miller.
Oh, my gosh.
For Whitehead, his second
1
forced
second
fumble
left
of the
before
game.
half.
This one's picked up by his teammate. Devin White back of the end zone. Touchdown Brace. Reception and the touchdown to Brace. 3rd down and 8.
So the people who I expected to do something, they didn't even do nothing. I was expecting Antonio Brown and Gronk to be showing out this year. They ain't do nothing. Tom Brady winning with the people that was there the season before he got there. And man, the man is just incredible. And what I want to talk about is like youth. Don't let the number in front of the man's age fool you. Don't think the age is everything. People are like, nowadays, people are taking care of themselves. Old, I don't know what people consider. What does like the definition of old mean? Like you ain't old if you 40, 50 years old. You're not old. The youth feel like time, like 2 hours is a year to the youth. 2 hours is nothing to people that's, you know what I mean, have lived a while. I don't want to call people old because he's still showing out like he's 20, 24 years old. Tom Brady playing like a young man. And I want to say like LeBron James is 36. He's the best in the world in basketball. So what is old? Like we got to change that terminology when people say people is old. Like young folks that's 18, 19 years old think because you 25, you old, man. We got to change that terminology, man. For real. Because it's kind of weird calling somebody that's in their 30s old when they're really young, man. 30, 40 years old, you still young. It's all according to how you feel. Age ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all according to how you feel. And one thing, like, I want to say before we get off this Tom Brady thing, like, I wonder how Bill Belichick feel now because they didn't give Tom no weapons or whatever. If you can protect that man, he's capable of playing 2-3 more years. I wonder how Bill Belichick feel because they didn't even make it to the playoffs with Cam Newton. And I don't know if they're going to bring Cam back or let Cam go or whatever, but Cam Newton wasn't no Tom Brady, man. You see it now. That's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. It was a, you know what I mean, conflict like Jerry Rice or Joe Montana. One of them was better than him, man. That man have been to 10 Super Bowls, man. There's folks that been in the league 20 years ain't went to 1 Super Bowl. That man done went to 10 Super Bowls and he went to 1 with a different team. I salute big time. Salute. But okay, so we had a couple of deaths in the culture. And when I say the culture, I even include this man in the culture, Larry King. But first, I got to acknowledge Hank Aaron. We acknowledged them on them Jackson Boys and the Two Brothers podcast, but I got to acknowledge him on my individual podcast. Hank Aaron was a legend, man. He was a GOAT. He was one of the first heroes, the first people I looked up to. And when I first started watching CNN, Larry King was the first person that garnered my interest. That was the first person I was interested in, Larry King. And he had some legendary interviews, and Larry King passed away, man. And Larry King was like very influential. I would have never known about politics or been interested in politics if it wasn't for Larry King. And these two men, the reason I want to speak on these two men, because Larry King was 87. Hank Aaron was 86. Larry King was struggling with the coronavirus. That's why he passed or whatever. And my boy Hank Aaron died after he received the vaccine. So let's see what the news and the media had to say about remembering the legend Larry King. Let's get to it.
We do have some sad breaking news to share this morning. We just learned that Larry King has died at the age of 87.
Yes, that's right. King passed away at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, where he was being treated for coronavirus. NBC's Kevin Tibbles takes a look back at his life.
Good evening. For more than 50 years on television and radio.
Indianapolis, hello.
The famous and the infamous.
It was a very traumatic experience.
They all opened up to Larry King.
Goodbye. My number one motto, I never learned anything when I was talking.
Born in Brooklyn in
1930. I got to pause it. The man said, I never learned anything when I was talking. I didn't have no intention for hearing that or whatever with this podcast, but you see the title of the podcast, Egottention Whores. A lot of people talk a lot and they don't listen. You can't learn nothing if you ain't listening. I feel as if God gave us 2 ears for a reason and 1 mouth for a reason. He gave us 2 ears because we need to listen 66% of the time, and he gave us 1 mouth because we need to speak 33% of the time. You add up those 3 things, that's 100%. So listen more, man. Quit talking. You know what I mean? All the time. You can't learn nothing talking. Quit being an ego-tension whore. Let's get back to it.
33, young Larry Zeiger dreamed of a career in radio. He chose the name King from a liquor store ad after moving to Miami in search of his big break.
Did a radio show from Pumpernicks Restaurant. Bobby Darin walked in one day. Jimmy Hoffa walked in.
Arrested in 1971 for grand larceny, King was acquitted and returned to radio, eventually broadcasting his call-in show nationwide.
Welcome to Larry King Live.
In 1985, Ted Turner lured him to the fledgling CNN.
Any personal regrets?
Where he became the network's biggest draw, reaching more than 1 million people each night.
We can stop that without NAFTA, and we can stop that with a good NAFTA.
How do you stop that without NAFTA?
His 1993 NAFTA debate was viewed by 11 million, setting a new record for a cable broadcast. King said his secret was not to over-prepare.
Yeah, I was the number 1 show on television, Larry. Do you know who I am?
And bragged he never read the books his guests.
Not to over-prepare. Go check out my boy Troy podcast, The Naughty Lounge. The naughty don't mean naughty like y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying? Nasty. Naughty means not overthinking it. Don't overthink it. Once you overthink things, you may miss out on a gem.
It's promoted.
What I worry about is where I think I know too much. The day I go into a studio saying I've asked all the questions and I've heard all the answers is the day I got to quit.
In 2010, amid faltering ratings, he was replaced with Piers Morgan.
For now, for here, it's time to hang up the nightly suspenders.
But rather than retire, he took his show to the internet and later Russian broadcaster RT.
I just want to make sure that the election is 100% fair.
A lifelong Dodgers fan, King survived a heart attack in 1987 and was married 8 times to 7 different women.
I never thought this is strange. In fact, I used to think if people were married for a long time, they were strange.
Larry King said,
1 marriage for me and I'm done. That's crazy, though. That's crazy that he was married that many times. Man, Larry King, whew, he was putting in work, wasn't he? But I want to say something. Okay, we're going to get off of Larry King and Hank Aaron. I want to say something like, okay, a lot of historical moments was made on his CNN show, Larry King is Live. A lot of historical moments. Like, I was telling y'all that I didn't, know anything about CNN and political TV until I started watching Larry King. And then him and Hank Aaron passed. He even got a show where he was talking with Hank Aaron. I didn't put it up on the screen or nothing because I didn't feel as if it was necessary. But man, Larry King was a legend. And I just don't want the legends to die and be slept on. You know what I'm saying? Hank Aaron was a legend. If you was born in 90 and 2000, you might not know who Hank Aaron is, though. But Hank Aaron, man, he couldn't even open up his mail. He had to have police security and everything open up his mail for him. He was getting death threats. They was threatening to kill his family members and all of that because he was great and he was breaking Babe Ruth home run record as a black man. You know what I'm saying? Getting paid and all of that. They didn't want to see the black man successful at that time, and they was threatening to kill that man. And he survived until 2021, and he died because of the coronavirus. Like, if I could say anything to people and end off this segment of the podcast, and the elderly people that I love or whatever, and include my mother. I love my mother so much it don't make no sense. If I'm like speaking to an elderly individual, don't take that vaccine. That's just my perception of it, my perspective of it. Don't take that vaccine. Wait a year or two until they really know how to do that, because that was the quickest vaccine made in the world's history. So don't take that vaccine. I don't know what's in that vaccine. You don't know what's in that vaccine. People are dying left and right. Hank Aaron died, and he was 86 years old, man. Like, I'm not taking that. I'm just going to take care of myself. I'm going to mask up when I'm out in the public, and I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to wear gloves. On my keys, I got hand sanitizer. Right when I touch something, I ain't going to touch my face before I sanitize my hands. You know what I mean? So, wrapping up that segment, man, if you above 60 years old, I love you. Don't take that vaccine. I don't think it's good I think it's a population control thing. I think the coronavirus thing is a population control, because if you read biblical scripture, the earth is overpopulated right now. It's overpopulated. And this might be a way to, I'm just assuming right now, but this might be a way to lower the population. People are having babies left and right. And you know what I mean? It is what it is. But okay, so let's get to the fight that happened a couple of nights ago, because I did supposed to do this podcast yesterday, but the audio messed up. So let's get to the fight. It's Conor McGregor done. It's Conor McGregor done, man. Or do he got another go round? Because I think, like, once you get filthy rich, you know what I'm saying? Are you still hungry? Are you hungry enough to compete? Are you really hungry? You know what I mean? I don't know if he's hungry enough no more. So let's listen to him after his interview, after he got blasted by homeboy. He got blasted. Can't play no more of that. I'm going to tell y'all my thought process of what Conor McGregor did and what he needs to do and why he failed in this fight. Okay, so me watching the fight or whatever, I was like, Conor McGregor is a good boxer, but this is UFC. This is not boxing. You know what I'm saying? I can tell he ain't been doing no leg presses. I can tell he ain't been taking yoga or getting flexible or whatever and preparing himself for this fight. You got to have them legs too in the UFC, man. If you ain't got no legs, if you ain't been running them 10-mile runs or doing them leg presses and your flexibility ain't up to par, you get ready to get beat down. Your hands just ain't going, you know what I'm saying, get you through. And my perspective, Conor, work on your legs, man. Work on your agility and your flexibility, and you'll be all right. But in the UFC, you got to be ready for war, man. It ain't boxing. And he been focused on getting the check. And will he fight homeboy to beat up Nate Robinson? I can't think of his name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Oh, Jake Paul. Will he fight Jake Paul next? Because these fights, like, I like when they're keeping it professional. I think Floyd Mayweather was the person who started fighting outside of the genre of boxing and playing around with people or whatever, but that ain't for everybody. Floyd Mayweather, the man, he the GOAT in that sport. You know what I mean? So he started doing that. But you got to continuously take your craft seriously. And if you don't continuously take your craft seriously and start jumping from this genre to that genre to this genre to that genre, you're going to get the brakes beat out of you. And that's what happened. So to end off the Egottention situation podcast, we're going to talk about some pardons, and we're going to talk about Nah, let me not end it like that yet. That's how we're going to end it off, but I got one more segment before we get to the pardons in this segment. And tell me how y'all like these podcasts that I'm doing by myself and just talking about current topics and things that's happening. You know what I mean, at the moment. Tell me how y'all like these Cabernet Conversations, because I'm trying to further the discussion throughout the week. Because, you know, we do the real things on the weekend or whatever. But furthering the discussion, we're going to talk about the Ashanti and Keisha Cole thing. Like, they got into an argument mid versus battle or whatever. And I slept on Ashanti. I ain't even going to lie. I thought Ashanti didn't have nothing but hits with Ja Rule. I slept on Ashanti. Ashanti, she showed a level of professionalism that I didn't know she had. And Keisha Cole, I still feel like Keisha Cole got more hits than Ashanti, more records that I can feel. You know what I'm saying? And being a content creator, I have a different perspective from all the people that I know that isn't content creators. Like when I look at these versus battles, being a creator, everybody that I pick is like the underdog. And I don't know why, because I be feeling like they got the better records. You know what I'm saying? But as a content creator, I have a different ear, a different thought process. And most of the time people are consumers and they have a consumer thought process. And when you have a consumer thought process, you going for radio hits and massive smash hits or whatever. You ain't looking at the creativity of what it took to do this and do that. You just looking at, I don't know what you're looking at because you're a consumer and I'm not a consumer. I'm a creator. I like creating. So I always pick the underdog or the person that a lot of people don't think is going to win. So I'm going to play the argument after I break down who I thought won, but I'm shocked of Ashanti's level of professionalism. I gave the win to Ashanti just because of her level of professionalism. Keisha Cole, she was hood and ratchet and she was doing her thing. She was trying to bully Ashanti. So to me, she lost on that aspect. But at the end of the day, I still feel like Keisha Cole got more hits than Ashanti. That's just what it is. My perception. And I'm gonna play this and then we're gonna go on to the parties and we're gonna rock out. I hope this got y'all through y'all glass of Cabernet and y'all tune back in, y'all subscribe, comment, and further the discussion with me. Let's get it. Chill.
It off. No, you just started. No. I didn't start. Let's go into
Yes,
that.
you did. Didn't you go with I should have cheated? You started first.
That's why I'm about to start again.
Oh.
No, you're not.
Okay, let's play. Nigga, you just ended it. What you mean? I'm not about to start again.
Because you started first, right? When
Exactly.
we switched.
That's why I got to start again.
Start, right?
You just ended it when I told you I wanted to start with Heaven Sent with you.
But you went to number 11. It's 10. Yeah, you did.
Wait.
10. Let's go. That Instagram gonna cut us off.
Okay, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
I'm confused.
They bad though, both of them.
Can't wait to get next to you. Oh, I just can't leave you.
Okay. That's what I mean. Like, that's petty, man. At the end of the day, Keisha Cole was trying to bully Ashanti, man. She didn't have to do that, man. She didn't have to try to bully Ashanti. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking forward to the next versus battle. I've been hearing rumors about Travis Scott and Future. And me being a creator, I'm probably thinking wrong about this one though, but I think Future is gonna smoke Travis Scott. I don't even know why that's even a discussion. I think Future need to be up with one of the big dogs. Future got hits on top of hits on top of hits, man. And he did it in a short amount of time. So Travis Scott don't stand a chance. I don't even know how he stand a chance or why they would even do that. That don't even make sense to me, but it is what it is. I think it will be interesting for the culture. It'll be interesting. So I'm going to play the first record from Kodak Black when he got out since he got pardoned or whatever. And we're going to just play a record. And you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like the record. Let's get to it. Hey, that nigga said Trump just freed me, but my favorite president is on the money. Okay. I just want to say, like, Kodak Black, he was one of the new artists that was like very creative. He was very talented. And I'm glad to see him free, man. But saying that, you know what I mean, a pardon is a federal thing. Kodak still got charges in South Carolina for allegedly raping someone. So he might not be out that long. So Kodak, create as much as you can while you out, because you might not be out that long, my brother, because those charges that you allegedly charged with are state charges in South Carolina. So you got pardoned for your federal gun cases or whatever. But create as much as you possibly can, my brother, because ain't no telling what'll happen. You're facing 30 years in South Cac, and that's South Cac now. You know that's where the slaves landed, so it ain't looking good for you, dog. But okay, so Kodak got pardoned by Trump. Who Who else got pardoned? It was a couple of people got pardoned. I hope I ain't forget. Weezy got pardoned. He been quiet about it. And Joe Exotic, he didn't get pardoned. And I'm gonna read Joe Exotic tweet of why he said he didn't get pardoned and how he felt about not getting pardoned. And I found it hilarious or whatever, because he said he got cute, he got his makeup on, he had the limo waiting on him outside, and he didn't get the pardon. So in his tweet, this is what Joe Exotic said. I was too innocent and too gay to deserve a pardon from Trump. What gay got to do with it? I was too gay and innocent. Man, you was abusing animals, dog. How you innocent? You know what I'm saying? Abusing animals. Okay. I only mattered to Don Jr. when he needed to make a comment about me to boost his social media post. Boy, were we all stupid to believe he actually stood for equal justice. His corrupt friends all come first. So he's saying the people that he pardoned is his corrupt friends. And everybody knew Trump didn't stand for equal rights. People was wanting Trump to be the president so they could get ahead. They could show support, and Trump would show them love so they could get ahead. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But he pardoned a few individuals and salute him. But that's what every president do. If you new to this and you just now knowing that that's what the president do is pardon people, then that's your fault. You know what I mean? But okay, so if you support the boy, you see it scrolling at the bottom. If you want to call in and join the conversation, call in at the bottom. But this is the Egottention Whores podcast, Cabernet Conversation. And we're going further along, like with the pardons. People probably don't know who Harry O is. Harry O, he was the person who invested in Death Row Records. He the one invested in Suge Knight, so Death Row Records could be created. And he got pardoned by Trump. Okay, so, you know, Snoop Dogg, he didn't speak highly of Trump. He did videos of shooting Trump in the face and everything. So we're going to look at this little video of Snoop Dogg has a message for Trump. He spoke on how he feels about Trump pardoning the person who invested in the person who gave him his opportunity so he could have a career.
Dogg has long been an outspoken critic of former President Donald Trump. In the 2017 music video for the song Lavender, the rapper turned heads when he had an actor dress up as a Trump lookalike clown dubbed Ronald Klump, who was later assassinated by Snoop as himself in the video. The actor dressed as Klump even holds a clown house press conference for which a news channel's TV crawl read, "Ronald Klump wants to deport all dogs." Snoop Dogg told Billboard in a 2017 interview that he felt the controversial video was justified. The Gin and Juice hitmaker said, "The whole world is clowning around. The illegal immigration ban that this tried to put up, people being in jail for weed for 20."
You know, I agree with Snoop about people being in jail for weed for 20, 30 years for selling a couple of pounds of weed, because weed is a big business now. People who don't look like us are the ones that's profiting off of the big business of marijuana. And it's always going to be like that in this community. Like the culture, the black culture, we never get in on the first dabs of the billions of the big money. Mike Tyson might got a weed farm or weed plants or whatever. I know Jay-Z is getting involved in weed, but you know what I mean? We need people that look like us, more people, lower level people that can get involved in that and make some money from it, man. And pardon the people, all the people. They got these petty weed charges, man. Y'all making billions of dollars off the marijuana, and there's somebody that got caught with $1,000 pack that's doing 20 years. That ain't right.
30 years and that's not black on the streets making money off of it. Snoop Dogg didn't hold back when he professed in June 2020 while on Real 93.3's Big Boys Neighborhood that he would vote for the first time in hopes of getting Trump out of office.
I ain't never voted a day in my life, but this year I think I'm going to get out and vote because I can't stand to see this punk in office one more.
He ain't never voted in his life, but he wants to vote now because he don't want to see Trump in office. I'm here to tell people something that I feel like is true. The president isn't elected. The president is selected. And if you hear me, you hear me. If you don't, you don't. Like, your vote don't matter. Nobody vote matter. Because in that aspect, now in lower level states, governors and all of that, your vote probably matters. But when it comes to the president is selected. The president is not elected. Don't waste your 45 minutes to 4 hours to go vote for a president, man. It's a waste of your time, man. You could be doing something else beneficial to you in your life than go and vote for a president. That's just me. I never vote for nobody.
All year.
But Snoop had some unexpected words of appreciation for the former president when Trump granted clemency to Michael Harris, co-founder of Death Row Records, the label with which the rapper made many of his famous albums. According to the BBC, Harris had been serving 32 years for attempted murder and cocaine trafficking. According to the Daily Beast, Snoop Dogg had been working to convince Trump to pardon Harris, along with activists like Alice Johnson, the woman.
Okay. Attempted murder. Attempted. Didn't nobody die. Cocaine trafficking, 30 years. Why, like, big time hustlers get so much time for trying to be financially stable? I don't see nothing wrong with a person that's trying their best to better themselves, because the country has hindered us so long that they gonna lock us up for the attempt to better ourselves. It ain't that people want to sell drugs. They don't see no way out. Make programs and help people to see a way out. But in this country, it's a capitalistic country, so there has to be poor people and there has to be rich people. And in LA, I always have thoughts of moving to LA, but I don't know how I feel about the average income being $80,000 and the average price of a home is $750,000, and there's more homeless people there than anywhere in the world. So I don't know, man. But free Harry O, I'm glad to see he free. But let's see what Snoop Dogg talking about.
Woman who had been relieved of her life sentence for a first-time nonviolent drug offense by Trump. Snoop Dogg received the good news on January 17th, 2021, according to the New York Post, on a Zoom call with Johnson and others. Johnson informed Snoop on the call, "I just got a call from the White House and Harry O is getting clemency. He's coming home, brother." Snoop went on to compliment Trump directly, saying, "They did some great work while they was in there, and they did some great work on their way out. Let them know that I love what they did." While on the Zoom call,
Is Snoop contradicting himself? I do something for you, now you love me.
call with reform advocates Johnson and Weldon Angelos, Snoop Dogg was vocal about his appreciation regarding the Trump administration granting clemency to Michael Harris. Snoop called the early release the work of God as he expressed his gratitude. He said, "It is amazing what the work of God can actually bring to life to make people understand that there is a God." While he expressed his gratitude for former President Trump, Angelos also pointed out that Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, played a big role in the early release of Harris. He explained, "The credit on this one goes to Ivanka Trump because Ivanka Trump was not going to take no for an answer. She did this for Alice Johnson, and this is a huge win for hip-hop." According to the Daily Mail, former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows tried to talk the former president out of granting clemency, but as the outlet notes, he was encouraged to do it by his family. Needless to say, people are talking about the last-minute move in a major way. One person tweeted, "I want to officially give credit to Trump for pardoning OG Michael Harry O. Harris. Thank you. This pardon was actually good." Another wrote, "Never thought I'd see the day Harry O received a presidential pardon." Meanwhile, another Twitter user said, "Damn, Harry O got a pardon. That's legendary right there." The White House released an official statement about the decision to grant Harris clemency, saying, "Harry O is a former entrepreneur and has mentored and taught fellow prisoners how to start and run businesses. He has completed courses towards business and journalism degrees. Upon his release, Mr. Harris will have a meaningful place of employment and housing with the support of his family." Fans likely never thought they'd see the day when Snoop Dogg would reach out to thank Trump, but life is full of unexpected twists and turns.
Okay. So we off of that. Salute to Harry O for getting pardoned and come out and do some great things, my brother. But I want to end the Egottention Whores podcast off with my thought process on death and health. Like I'm an advocate for health, and I try to better myself and better my health all the time. I try my best to, keep a clean diet. Go to the farmer's market, not go to the middle of the aisle of the grocery store or go through a drive-through and eat something that I don't know how it was put together. But in the comment section, I want people to say something about this in the comment section. If you die from constantly eating death, should I care when you die? I'm out, man. Have a blessed day.
the Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Grew up in the jinx, wars hostile. Beef is something I could never try to reconcile. Laughing at these haters now, all I do is smile.